everybody, welcome back to the Shell Shack. Glad you were all able to make it. So for this project, I've been wanting to use, so off of Temu, I ordered these like little mosaic pieces, and I have a ton of different kinds, like little squares and little different shapes and whatever. So I ordered these off of Temu, and they're just like, they're actual tile little mosaics with the pretty fronts to them. And some of them came in this, like, I think it's called blue willow. Like, I know my mom used to have a dishware set made out of stuff that looked like this, and I think it was called blue willow, something like that. Anyways, don't know if that's legit or not for these, but that's what it reminds me of. So, but what I wanted to do is, I've done an experiment before where I put this directly into like our magic pour, but it wasn't enough, like the spaces in between the little tiles weren't enough to hold these tiles in place to make a good solid structure. So it was a little structurally compromised, and I thought, well, shoot, well, that didn't work. But I wanted to do one of our half resin, half magic pour bowls again, because that was really fun and that came out really pretty. There's a previous video that you can watch if you want to see that. I'll try to link it up below if I can figure out how to do it. So, but what I thought is, what if we could put these pieces in resin? You know, we'll do our whole tilt thing like we did last time. We'll make it, you know, we'll make the pot sit like this, and then on one half do these in resin, and then the other half do in like a really pretty blue marble magic pour. And then it would kind of make these look like they were just being suspended, because I don't think I'm going to add any colorant or any sparkle or anything to them. I'm just going to let these things be the star of that show. So I think that's what we're going to do this time, and let's see how we come out. So I'm going to go mix some resin. I think I'm going to do about 4 ounces. I think we'll do it because this pot holds 8. So if I'm going to turn it over and do half, basically, so that tells me I'm going to do about 4 ounces, and I know it'll be a little less than 4 because of our little stone things are going to take up some space, but then I'll just find something extra to put it in, an extra mold or whatever, no big deal. But I'm going to mix up 4 just to be on the safe side, get it through the debubbler, and then I'll meet you guys back here and we can get this project started. All right, see you in a few. Okay, and we're back. So what I've done is I got a couple of wood wedges out. These are the same ones that came out from under my shed when Mike raised my shed up for me and put it on cement. So I just took a few of these and cleaned them up a little bit and brought them in. So I have my little thing tilted up on those, and I find this to be a little more stable than trying to put it on like cups or something else, you know, popsicle sticks or whatever, because I need a pretty good angle on this. So what I thought is I'm going to fill up from the bottom, so the bottom going up, kind of like what we did in our other bowl. And I want to put a little bit of resin in first, because I want to make sure resin completely gets around all these little tiles. So I'm going to do just a little bit. Just a little bit there, and see where that kind of lands. And then I think my biggest one, start placing these in here, and I got a tweezer so I can kind of push these down where they need to go. I'm going to do kind of my bigger ones first around the edges. And what I'm going to do is kind of do like a stacking, you know, how you put big on the bottom and you work them up to smaller. Kind of, that's what I'm kind of looking at doing here. And let's put one over on this side. Like that. And now let's build them up a little bit. I'm going to do a little bit more resin in here. trying to pour gently so I don't add any bubbles, because the bubbles we're gonna see on this one. And I'm trying not to put my resin cup right over my beads so I don't get resin in my beads. That would be bad. Let's see, let's do kind of this one down in here. And there's no rhyme or reason of which one of these I'm picking except for size. I mean, I'm just gonna kind of let it do its thing. And that one up top, the little ones up top. So I'm hoping to go to the rim on this. Okay, I got a good slant on that side. I don't know if I have one over here. Might have to do a couple more. Sorry if I just put my head in the camera. So I don't know if I'm going to use that. Maybe that one can go over here. Oop. I wanted to fall down all the way to the bottom, which I guess that's what it's going to want to do. It's going to want to do it, so we'll let it do it. Make sure. Oh no, I got one in backwards. Oh no, this guy got in there backwards. Yeah, there's a right side and a wrong side. Okay, got that in there, and I'm gonna have to pick this up in. I'm making sure that I get them close enough together on both sides. I don't want huge gaps. Okay, looks like I got it on both sides. And now let's pour the rest of the resin. And I do see I'm going to have some clear going back over here. Let me see if I have any more of these style beads. I don't, but I have some that are pretty close, at least keeping within our color scheme. So I'm going to add some of those, and especially some little ones, because I'm going to have all this clear running back this way, and I don't want it just to be plain and clear. So I'm just adding these little stones. Okay, there. And some of these little beads I'm using, or stones I'm using, are green too, so I'm making sure I don't grab the green ones by mistake. Yeah, these all came from Temu as well. So sometimes, you know, you gotta look, but you can find some really cool little things to add into your resin projects. I mean, you just gotta look, and you gotta kind of think out of the box a little bit. Like, okay, I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not planning on tiling my bathroom, but what else can I use these for? Because they're really pretty. Okay, I think I'm gonna make sure those are good and coated. Push that down just a little bit. I'm looking on the edge, off this edge, and I saw that this stone right here was like, I don't know, it's kind of being alone. It's kind of like got a sharp decline, and I kind of wanted it more smooth than angled, so I just added a couple there. And I'm gonna have to maybe, let's see if I can turn the whole thing. Oh, that makes a difference. I can now work on this side a little bit. Yeah, when that piece broke on me, and this one's got nothing on it, so I'm just going to get rid of it. When that piece broke on me, I was very sad. I was able to salvage the little tiles, but I was very sad because I thought it was just going to come out like really cool, and it just failed utterly. And speaking of fails, I haven't put out a video in a couple of days because I was trying a couple of experiments for you all. And for me, of course, and all of them just like, they all bombed. They all just absolutely bombed. I was trying to find new ways, cool ways to marble things, you know, like marble our magic pour. And so I added glue to one, a little bit of glue into the pigment color, to see if I could change the consistency enough that it wouldn't just mix in with the rest of the magic pour. And no, don't do that. Just don't even try it, because it what happened is it actually it caused a difference enough in the material that it just broke apart, because the glue wasn't strong enough to be the bond, if that makes any sense. It just wasn't strong enough to hold that matrix together, so it just, yeah, the coaster, it was soft, it never really cured properly. So that was a bummer. And then I did another one where I let the marbling color harden up, like not harden up, but get thicker before adding it to the rest of the magic pour, you know. And all that did, it just remixed. So it didn't do anything, like it was no difference. And I ended up making a little candle holder, but because I had to make something out of it, but like it just remixed in with it. So that didn't work either, letting it, some of it, like the marbling color hard or thicken up a little bit, and then adding it to the rest of the mix, like make the rest of the white part sooner or later, sorry. Anyways, so that failed because there was no difference. So there's no point. So I just said, you know, those came out so bad that we're just not even going to include them. Why? I mean, I want, when you guys watch my videos, I want to appreciate your time and the energy that you put into watching the videos, and I don't want to waste your time. So I said, you know, we're just going to scrap that whole idea, and we're going to do something different. So that was that. Now Glitz and Glitter by Michelle did do a marbling in resin and epoxy using glue, and I know it worked for our waves. It works for glitter, so and it worked for her, so I would like to try some of that, but you know, we'll do that in a future video. It's not like a new thing, you know. She tried it out and it came up with it, so I'm definitely not taking credit for it. I just want to see how it works for for me and my projects. So we'll have to do that on a future video. So with that, we're gonna let this cure. I'm probably not going to put it on my heat mat because I want to let these any bubbles that we got from putting these stones in, I want to let them come to the top so I can deal with them as they come. And then when this starts getting super sticky, then maybe I'll put it on the heat mat to let it finish out the rest of the way when I can't do anything about the bubbles anymore. So with that, I will let you guys go for now, and I'll come back when this is all cured up and we're ready to do our magic pour. All right, see you in a few. All right, guys, so we are on to our next step here with our pot. This has been sitting on the heating mat for the last few hours, so it is pretty well cured. I mean, I wouldn't remove it from the mold quite yet, but it is cured enough for us to do our final step here, which is going to be doing our magic pour, and we're going to marble it. So let's get some magic pour out and get this going. I don't think I'm going to need very much. The resin took up a lot of the space, so I'm gonna get about that much out, do just that tiny bit for our marbling effect, and get us some water. I'm doing this off to the side, probably a little off camera, but okay. So this is really warm, and there's just some pieces of cured resin that's on the top here. I'm just peeling off. I did scrape the top, but I missed a couple little spots here. Okay, and that should be fine. All right, and we need our blue pigment. So we're going for old trusty dusty here. Oh, literally it is kind of dusty. And I'm gonna get a stir stick, and we are good to go. So let's get our white mixed up. Now I'm gonna go for a little bit of a darker blue, so I'm gonna put a little extra pigment into this to give us a little darker blue, because I kind of want to match those tile pieces in there. Can't talk today. It's one of those kind of days. It's been one of those kind of weeks. I don't know. Okay, looks like we got that all nice and mixed. And let's get some blue pigment in here. Okay, and I finally got my hands from not being blue from our last project, and I'm just going to get them blue again. It seems to be my lot in life, is to have stained hands. Oh, that's a really pretty blue. Okay, just giving this a thorough stir. All right, and now to go into here. Okay, and now let's pour on top. Oh, look at that deep blue. Oh, say it isn't so. Did I actually measure right this time? Oh my gosh. You know, there goes the sun and that dog again. I actually measured it right. Okay. And I even got a little bit of a dome on there so we don't have trimming to do at the end. And I'm gonna give this a little stir with my stick. Just okay, and now we're just gonna leave it and we're gonna let it do its magic, and then we will come back when this is fully cured and demold. There is something I did off camera I'll show you real quick, so we can focus on this piece when the time has come. So when I had extra of that clear a little bit ago, what I did is I busted out this mold, and it is just it's like coaster-esque, but you can't use it as a coaster. This is all 3D in here, but it's very, very detailed. So I don't even want to like I wouldn't even put mica powder in this because you never get all of those details that are in here. I'll try to hold it up so you guys can see, and hopefully it's not blurring you out. So there's that. And I put a little bit of a blue tint to it. And I made this, so this little disc. And so my idea for this was, and I did it with another a clear version of this that I made last week because I wanted to see what the mold looked like. So what I did is I got some of these like little night lights, and these night lights, let me get this off. So these night lights come like 10 to a pack like this, and then I bought the little bulbs that go in here. They're just like replacement Christmas bulbs, chandelier style. I'm trying to get it in here straight. There we go. So there. And then they have these night lights come with these little clamps on here. So I took some of my E6000 glue and I glued on the clamp to the back because the back is smooth. So I glued it onto the back, and then it just snaps into this, and that way you could put anything you want in front of your light. So now the light will shine through kind of like that. So I want to now I made one that's blue, and I want to see what the blue one looks like as a night light. So I got 2 night lights now out of that. So that's what I did with the extra clear from earlier. And at the end of the video I'll show you pictures of what this light looks like, all lit up and pretty. And then we'll unmold this, and I will see you guys back when we're ready to demold. All right, bye now, see you soon. Hey everybody, we're back. So I demolded our pot and it didn't record. So I had this whole nice, like me riding the struggle bus to get this thing out of the mold, and it didn't even record. So, but I did want to bring you guys back and show you our final piece. So this is how our bowl came out. Now this is also in the video that didn't record. I also sealed this with our J. Diction gloss sealer. So it took quite a bit. So I went over it very thoroughly. I even got the bottom. Look, no more blue. Woo! Well, that was from earlier. So here is how our pot came out. So check that out. And I did still manage to get one in backwards. So we'll call that our little signature trinket there. But there's our pot. All nice and polished and shiny. And I sealed the inside as well. So that's how our inside and our back. I love the pattern of the swirl on the back. I'm like in love with that. That is so pretty. It looks like a big wave or something. But this is how our pot came out. I debated on doing something to the top rim where you can see the edge of the tile, and I said, you know, I'm just going to leave it nice and clean and simple. So I don't do that very often, but I decided to do it this time. So there's our pot, all pretty and ready for its new home. And this item will be on eBay. So if you are interested in purchasing this item or the other bowl we made that is very similar to this, they will both be on my eBay store, which is down in the description below. Also, if you ever want to have a custom piece made just for you and maybe even filmed, shoot me a message on our Facebook group, because I'd be happy to make like custom colors, custom items for you. I'm always happy to do that. Those give me a challenge. So I invite you to shoot me a message on Facebook and we can work out the details and make something just for you. And that'll also, the Facebook group will also be linked down in the description box below. Also, and I really do appreciate your time. Thank you for coming and joining me in the Shell Shack for this project. I had a good time making this. It was very satisfying after a couple of fails in some of the other projects I was working on. So I needed a good success. And so thank you for joining me. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe. I sure would appreciate it. And join the community here. And then also give me a like and let me know, send me a comment and let me know what kind of projects you guys would like to see. We can do, I mean, I'm game for pretty much anything. So you guys let me know what you'd like to see and I'd be happy to try it. Or maybe if you think of an experiment we could try, I'm happy to do it on camera and show you how it comes out. So you guys can laugh at me instead of something happening to your project. So anyways, thanks guys, I appreciate you. And it's not raining today on the Gulf Coast, so woohoo, that's a win. And I will see you all next time. Thanks guys, bye, have a blessed day.
Emerald coast streams where dolphins play, leaping high through waves that sway. Snow white sand stretch under palms so grand. Art by sandy captures this land. Sunset paints the sky in colors bright, glowing orange like a fiery light. Seashells dance and breeze on golden shores. Pentacola's beauty forevermore. Nature's magic never fades away. In Emerald Coast where dreams come true each day. Palm trees sway under skies so blue.